Hey guys, and welcome to The Therapy Couch, aka TCP, the podcast where real life meets real emotions. Join me here each week where I'll be discussing topics to help you remember who the fuck you are and how to live your best life by being authentically you. We'll dive into the realm of the human experience, exploring the things that matter most. Feelings, trauma, self-discovery, relationships, and all the other complexities that come with surviving the journey of life. I'm your host, Josie Dickerson, and I'm here to create a safe and supportive space where listeners can connect, reflect, and grow. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so welcome to the Therapy Couch. This is episode 1. I'm so excited for this. I've been talking about starting a podcast for multiple years now, and I just didn't really know the direction that I wanted to take with it, and I finally kind of just got there. So here we are. On this episode, we're going to talk about really like following through on things that you say you're going to do. I had a really, really bad habit of being like, oh, I want to do all of these things, which I'm a great creative person. Like I can come up with 1,000 ideas, but the follow through on like making any of them happen, sometimes I really just don't have it. I'm like, oh, that idea is great, but how bad do I really want it? You know what I mean? Like if I know that anything that you want in life is a lot of work, everything is hard work. I think we live in a society now where it's like people just want instant gratification. And when they don't get that, it's like, I don't want to say they pout, but it's like, oh, well, maybe that wasn't for me. And I was definitely one of those people that I was like, oh, well, I don't really want, not that I don't want to work hard, because like when it does matter, I have no problem working hard. But if I don't really want it, I'm not going to go after it. And so it's like, I've been trying to figure out probably like for the past 3 years, like since my divorce, what I want to do in life. I went to college, I have a degree, I have a 9-to-5. And it's just not fulfilling. It's not what I want to do. And I think I came up with all these plans of like, oh yeah, like I'm going to do this and that. Like I try to go back to school. I've just really been trying to figure out what I want to do in life. And I think that either you're a person that is okay with being comfortable and doing the 9-to-5 and like living that sort of like normal lifestyle, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Or you're a person that's like, no, I'm not built for this shit. Like something better has to come along. I just don't know what it is. Or I have to create something better for myself because I cannot imagine spending the next 30 years, like working for this company or doing the same job. Like, and I think that a lot of people are like being introduced to that. And I think that we live in a time now where it's like, I don't want to say easy. I don't like that. But where it is a lot more accessible to replace your 9-to-5 with your side hustle or, you know, something that you're actually passionate about. The way that social media works is just crazy. And I think that's like where my journey is going. It's not, and my journey, I guess, is like, it's not really to be famous or like be the most famous TikToker or have like the number one podcast in the US or anywhere in the world. Like, I don't necessarily think that's like what I want. And it's not even about money. Like, obviously everybody needs money to survive. And I mean, we all got bills to pay, right? And nothing's getting any cheaper anytime soon. So it's like, it's not necessarily about, you know, the money. Obviously we need it, but it's like, I really just want to be happy. And it's not that I'm unhappy. I don't want to lead with that saying, oh, I'm so unhappy with my life. No, I have a beautiful life. I have a home. I have a job that pays all my bills. My child, like my kid never has to worry about like, oh, where's your next meal going to come from? So I have like, I really don't have anything to complain about. All of my basic needs are met, which is fantastic. So I'm not sitting here complaining, saying that I have a terrible life. I want something different. I don't want to have to wake up every single day and go to a 9-to-5 and I'm confined in this office and I miss out on time with my kid. And I hate that. I do. that part I dislike, but that doesn't mean that I have a bad life or that I'm saying like, that I'm not grateful for the life that I do have, because there was a point in time where I wished for this life. You know what I mean? I can go into like my backstory and another episode maybe, but really like my goal with the podcast, with social media, is really it's my way to like give back. I was talking to a friend the other day about, I'm starting a podcast, and he was very sweet, always supportive, always has my back. But he was like, just don't expect to like make a shitload of money from it. And I was like, it's so funny that like you would say that, because most of the endeavors or the ideas that I come up with, that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And like, side note, I have ADHD, so I have a different idea like every 5 seconds, and I'm doing something new every, 1 week I might be doing this, and the next week I'm starting some other kind of like project or something. I'm just always starting something, because I like that. I don't know. I like to be busy. I like to be creative and explore different things. It's like a running joke in my friend group that's like, oh, Josie, like you really are a jack of all trades. And it's like, I know a little bit about a lot of things. I've tried a bunch of different careers. I've done a bunch of different things. And it's like, I'm still trying to figure out what that thing is. And it's not, it's not just about passion, but like, or what like ignites a fire in my soul. But I feel like the one thing that I know that I want to do is like help people. I'm not a billionaire. I can't just throw money at people and be like, here you go. Like, hopefully that helps. And that's not really what I mean, even if I did, like when I do become a millionaire, that's not going to be my goal. My goal is really to, teach people the knowledge that I've gained throughout my life, and how changing your mindset and really focusing on the things that you can control will create an outcome far greater than what you could have imagined, like more like beyond money. You know what I mean? Money doesn't make you happy. Money makes the world go round, and money's important, but money does not necessarily make you happy. What makes you happy is like the freedom that money brings, but that's not, again, like that's not a 9 to 5 in my mind. It's not a 9 to 5. Oh, I make decent money, and it's like, but I don't have time freedom. And I think that's what a lot of people, I don't want to say everyone, but I think that's what a lot of people are searching for right now. Like when I think of what, if somebody was like, oh, what's your dream life? If you could imagine your life 5-10 years from now, what would you be doing on a day-to-day? Like, what would a normal day look like? And it's not, I don't want to wake up every morning on an island. I mean, I would love to, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not like I'm going to be like sitting, I want to wake up on an island every day and like have a butler, have like, order room service. Like, I'm not staying in luxury hotels every day. That's not like my dream life. My dream life is very simple. Like, I want a slow morning. I want to be able to wake up and enjoy time with my kiddo and eventually like the love of my life. But like, I want that. I want the time you can never get that back. Money will come and go so fast. You know what I mean? Money, you can always get more of that. You can never get more time. And so that is really what I'm striving for. And in anything is like, I just want to spend time with the people that I love the most. And if I could create something where I can actually do that, like I can build financial stability without having to be chained. It sounds so dramatic, but be chained to an office chair. Technically I work in a lab, but like chained to the lab bench, like, for 20 years. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that for 20 years. And I wasn't raised that way. Like I was raised, you can go to school, get an education, or like find a trade that you can make a lot of money in. But it's like, and then work the 9 to 5, work it every day. And like I said, I have no problem with hard work, but it really is I don't want to be stuck in an office building all day. And I don't want to have to explain to a boss, oh, hey, like my kid has this, like I'm going to be late, or I need to make up hours this day to like, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't know if you guys do. I don't think any of us really do. I think some of us will, find a way to make a change. And some of us will just keep on living. And that's like really the way that it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong. Like whatever makes you happy, do that. Like truly just do that, because life is so short, and time, like I said, you can never buy time. You can never get enough time. And but back to like my dream life in 5 to 10 years, it's like it's me waking up slow. Like that's not saying I'm waking up at 11 o'clock like sleeping in. No, like I just want to wake up slow and enjoy my cup of coffee in the morning with my kid and like make breakfast and be able to take her to school in the morning and then come back and like work out and do my work like during the day while she's at school, and then be able to be the one that picks her up so she doesn't have to go spend 2, 3, 4 hours in an after school program or like without me, and then make dinner, you know what I mean? Like take my time and make dinner. And then I don't know, it's just like I thought for the longest time I wanted this fast paced, like living in the city. I mean, I would still live in the city, but like I think of like New York state of mind. You know what I mean? Like everybody in New York City is like on the go. Like they don't have time. And I like that mindset of like the hustler, like, oh, I'm busy. Like I gotta go. I have so much stuff to do. And I like that mindset, but it's like in reality, I also like the Southern way of living where it's like things are slow and, you can appreciate things. So I guess I'm like trying to find the balance of like, when it's time to work really hard, but when it's time to like be with your family and like relax, like really truly relax, which I guess is like one of the main topics that we'll talk about here is like mental health. And I'll go, like I said, I'll like recap kind of my youth, my childhood and growing up, and like where a lot of like my mental health struggles have come from and how I overcame them. I think I don't know that there's a cure for it, right? You can take medicine for it to make it feel better for a little bit. You can do a lot of things. I think it's always there, you know what I mean? But you find ways to cope and better ways to handle your triggers and things that used to send me in a spiral, no longer really do that, because I've developed a routine, or enough of a routine, where it's like I know what I need for my mental health to like make that better. So that's one of the topics, the main topics that we're going to talk about on the show is mental health. I think we all struggle with something, some more than others, but I think if you've never struggled and then all of a sudden like you're struggling, you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck is wrong with me? But yeah, so we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about relationships, and, I think all of these topics are really tied in together. And the way that you show up in the world, I think in the intro, we're talking about like, oh, your authentic self, like who are you? Again, like I feel like we live in a society where a lot of things are like, I don't want to say forced upon us, but it's like, they shove so much information down your throat, all this social media, which again, I love social media. I think that it can be a really beautiful thing, but I think that it can be a very detrimental thing to people's mental health as well. So that is why I am using my podcast, all of my platforms to be as real as possible, like obviously like, there's a limit. I have a private life, but like I would like to be as real as possible. And like even talk about my experience with social media and like how I kind of, how I sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like oh, I wish I had that. And it's like, but how real is that? And like, what did that actually like cost this person? And is that really their life, or is that what they're posting? Because, it's the highlights reel. You know what I mean? It's the best of our lives. That's what we all post. It's probably what we're going to do forever. But I would like to be a little bit more real and kind of bring that back. I feel like I saw a TikTok the other day of this girl being like, we're all the same. Like, we're just clones of each other. And I was like, how sad is that? You know, like, God, the universe, whatever you believe, whoever created us, created us all to be ourselves. And there's such a beauty in that. And here we are, like, just trying to all be the same. Like, how sad is that? I just feel like that's so sad. And it took me, for a very, very long time. I was definitely one of those people. I still get caught up in that sometimes. I'm like, oh, damn, like I want this, that, and the third. And then I'm like, wait, bring it back, girl, bring it back. Like, you don't have to do all those things to be beautiful. You don't have to do all these things to, be liked. The more I have discovered that the more I have shown up as myself, like truly being myself, the more that I am loved and appreciated, and like the better overall, the better that I feel. But like, I've been so accepted. And when growing up, I did not, again, we're told like, oh, we needed to do all these things. And it's like, I've never been more appreciated as a person than when I have shown up as my authentic self, my goofy self, my bitchy self, my kind, big-hearted self. We're all a compilation of a bunch of different things, and it's like every aspect of you is okay. It's okay to let that out. Now, I used to be a very angry person, so maybe, obviously, like, anger's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being angry. That's, a natural human emotion, but, I think that if you're angry all the time, then, like, maybe we should talk about some things. Maybe we should process some other stuff that's going on to make you so angry all the time, because that was me. I was very angry, and now, like, a lot of stuff, like, you just got to kind of, like, let it roll off your back. You know what I mean? Be like, whatever. That's not even worth getting upset over. But again, that's like growth and years of like retraining my brain to be like, okay, like, you're not a little kid anymore. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, we have a lot of stuff to cover. I'm going to have guests on here. One of our next episodes, episode 2, I think, is going to be one of my friends from college who's starting her self-love journey. We just have a lot of things in store for you. Entrepreneurs. I think we're going to cover a lot of things, but most of it will be centered around like mental health and how to, be strong and stay disciplined and do the work and be the best version of yourself. We're not always the best version, but as long as we are on the path to be, it should be ever changing. But I'm really excited for this season. A lot of good guests, a lot of good information. Remember to subscribe. You guys can check me out on Instagram at JD_D44. And then on TikTok at Cupcakes Crazy Life. If anyone's interested in how I started being called Cupcake, I'd be more than happy to share the story. But yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you guys for joining, and we will catch you next time.